Shoot us a text JJR, whatever you want to say, to the number 96893, or you can call us right now at 877-937-1047. Yesterday was Lent. Yesterday was Ash Wednesday. I totally forgot to go get my ashes. But I also totally forgot to give something up for Lent. Did you guys do any of that? Peyton, Kyle, Rich?
I am not Catholic, so I do not partake in the Lent.
Oh, it's just Catholic thing?
I think so.
Yeah, I think so.
Oh, I didn't know that. And I'm Catholic. What'd you guys do?
I gave up cussing, and I told myself I wanted slower mornings, so I'm trying to wake up earlier in the morning so I can, maybe watch, a TV show or, have a cup of coffee and not have to be, so on go all the time in the mornings. So that's what I gave up for Lent and what I'm trying to bring into my life for the next 40 days.
Did it work today?
I had a slower morning than I usually do. I got to do a new hairstyle today, which I never do.
Okay.
So I had enough time to do that, which was good. And I think I have done a good job of not cursing.
Okay.
I've been a lot more conscious about it.
That's good.
Yeah.
What about you, Rich?
So, like Peyton, I told my wife, Stacy, so she's new to the Lent world. She grew up, in a Bible church, but they don't do the whole Lent thing. But I got her to come along this journey with me where I said I was going to stop cussing or try not to at all. And she's decided that every day we were going to do something together. Like she'll come with me on a walk or we will work out together, which is shocking because I've tried to get her to work out and go exercise with me since I've known her. It has never happened. Until yesterday.
Hey.
Until yesterday. However, when I did come home, I did cuss, and she's like, well, then I don't have to walk with you today.
She's like, eye for an eye.
I'm like, I don't think that's the way it works. No, but we did exercise, and girl is strong. I don't know why she doesn't want to, work out with she did more than I did.
What was when you say exercise, did you guys just walk?
Well, no, we went into the room with all the weights, and we decided we were going to, show each other what we do when we work out by ourselves, and then we did the other person's workout. So we were in there for an hour, and she can lift.
So you did her workout, she did your workout?
Yeah.
Which was?
Well, just barbells and lunges and sit-ups and all that stuff, and she does some cool shoulder stuff. So I just didn't know she was that strong. She's always doing it in secret. She's always like, no, I don't want to work out with you. I don't want to fight with you about anything. So I'm just going to do it on my own. So I've never really seen her in action before, but she can get after it. I'm proud of her.
That's really cute because I won't work out in front of Scott. That's not a thing that will ever happen. And
That's
I was doing those at home workouts. I've fallen off the wagon. I'll hopefully get back at some point. I know summer's coming.
You need
It's
a photo
coming pretty
shoot
soon.
planned 6 weeks.
I need 6 weeks. But when I would work out at home, sometimes he would come in the living room when I would do it. I'd be like, what are you doing?
Yeah.
Get out of here.
I used to get the
You
same
can't see
thing.
this. I don't know why. It's so embarrassing.
I'm like, you're on a treadmill. What's not to say? I would come in and talk to her. She'd be like, bye.
That's so funny. I feel like the exact opposite because the first time I ever met my boyfriend Kadeem, I was in the middle of a basketball practice. I was so sweaty. My hair was looking crazy. I was in basketball shorts that were 2 sizes too big for me. So I feel like I'm never embarrassed around him because you've seen me at my lowest.
No, he's seen me at my lowest. I just think I probably look really stupid when I work out, and he's really good at it. So it's embarrassing for me.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm thinking
So that's what it is.
You're all gross
It's not
and sweaty.
No, I look
what you
cute when I
look
work
like.
out. I'm just kidding. Just kidding.
No, I know exactly what you mean, Kyle.
No, I just feel like I look like a fool.
On Wednesdays for me when I work out, it's called a hip mobility day, and it is the most it's the most useful thing. I need it so bad, but to tell somebody about it is so humiliating. Like yesterday, I had to sit a certain way on the floor and lift my foot up over a brick, and I couldn't do it. To tell somebody that, where's your workout? I had to lift my foot over a brick. I tell people on Wednesdays for me, it's I was in a car accident and in a coma, and this is the PT to get out of the coma. Those are the type of exercises I do, and it's so hard.
Yeah.
And I think of you guys every Wednesday. I'm like, okay, I got to do this. God, I can never tell them this. And then I think, I want them to come here and do this with me and see who can do it. And then I thought Kyle's not normally a normal flexible person.
Yeah,
she's
she can pull it
irrationally flexible. He does it so she'd probably go, what's no big deal? And I'm like, So anyway, my hips are killing me today from my stupid hip workout.
Your hips don't lie.
Your hips don't lie. That's so true.
My hips do lie because they tell me I feel like I'm okay, and then they're not.
I can tell you there's something wrong every time I see you walk somewhere.
I know. I'm a disaster. Anyway, coming up this morning, I have a game I want to play. It's all around the Chat GPT craze. And I was telling Rich about it, and Rich is like, you will give me an update on ChatGPT.
Oh, yeah. So Stacy's oldest son, Colin, goes to the Barrett School of Honors at ASU. So he's a super smart kid. But he was saying that his professors are all cracking down on everybody who has ChatGPT write all their assignments for him.
Like what Peyton did to help Kadeen graduate.
Yeah. So he said one of his teachers was telling him, like, what the scam that he pulls on his students. So he'll give the assignment, because they all have laptops. They don't have books or anything. So say, here's your assignment. Here's what I want you to write an essay on. And most students will just copy and paste it and stick it in the ChatGPT just as it is. But what he does is, in a white font, he'll write like something like frog, barracuda, jumpsuit, like just to throw off ChatGPT. And so they'll just copy and paste it without even realizing that they copied and pasted into ChatGPT the invisible words.
So then they get a paper that has frog, whatever in it.
And he knows right away that they didn't write any of it.
Wow.
So watch out for that.
So that means you have to put in the white text, what do you call it, the white font.
Well, yeah.
Then, because when I highlight something to put in ChatGPT, it's just I'm highlighting the actual text. So you have to.
So you have to do it somehow in the middle of the text or something.
There has to be an awkward space in there somewhere.
Yeah. But he said so many people have gotten busted and gotten bad grades because he knows all, if they're talking about inflation and there's talk about a barracuda in there, then you know it's fake.
So that means they're not even reading the paper after they print it.
Yeah, not even like reading what it wrote. You just copy and pasting and you're done.
And you do need to read it because, like, it is a robot. Like, you have to train your ChatGPT.
It doesn't always get it right.
Exactly. And so, like, when I would read through and I would do it for Kadeem's papers, I'd be like, okay, can you sound more like a human? Like, can we throw in some likes in there or something?
I assume that's to bust the laziest of the lazy.
See,
most people would catch on to that and delete that line. He's like, but if you're not able to do that, you get an F.
Well, I would just say, instead of saying, can you throw some likes in there, I would think you would just do that manually yourself.
Yeah, or you would go in and, you could manually do it.
Because when I do ChatGPT and I ask for something, somebody died, I need a text of condolences, then I go in there and I edit and I kind of dumb it down.
Yeah, you kind of put it in your own words a little bit.
Yeah, I'm not ChatGPT smart. Like, people know. I have to put in like a bunch of dots and a bunch of like and that kind of stuff.
Then they know it's you.
Yeah, then. Anyway, Kyle was coming up 3 things you need to know.
People who undergo surgery just before the weekend have a significantly increased risk of death and serious complications. They call it the weekend effect. It's a pretty consistent thing. They looked at 25 common procedures and found this to be true. Now, they're saying the weekend effect is basically that hospitals and healthcare systems, they tend to operate on like a skeleton crew on the weekends. So if you have a surgery on a Thursday or Friday and you're going to be in the hospital recovering Saturday and Sunday, chances are you're maybe not getting as quality of care. And so that's what they're attributing that weekend effect to. So they're saying if you are getting a surgery, you're going to be in the hospital recovering afterwards, schedule it at the beginning of the week.
I mean, we're getting towards the end of the week. If you're going in for surgery tomorrow, you need to rethink that.
I know, or just make sure they've got plenty of people on staff to take care of you afterwards. Didn't necessarily apply to like surgeries where you just go home afterwards. It was more the aftercare.
Dude, you know what? Remember I was telling you guys I was supposed to go to lunch or a dinner last week, and the guy ended up in the hospital, so I didn't have to go.
Yeah.
You remember that?
Yeah.
Do you know what else happened? He was in the hospital for a couple of days, and then in the hospital, there was an active shooter.
Oh my gosh.
Showed up in the hospital and shot somebody.
What?
And while this guy's, and what happens is all the nurses go into, what do you call that? When they
like lockdown?
Lockdown. And then people aren't getting taken care of.
Oh my gosh.
Like, it was a whole chain reaction of chaos.
Whoa.
And I was like, why wasn't this news? And then somebody said, it was in the news. And I looked and it was all over the news.
That's like the
That's so scary.
I was like, I don't see that.
That's like a Grey's Anatomy episode.
Yeah.
Totally.
And they have to like perform seriously, like they had to perform a surgery like on someone when there was like an active shooter.
Same with ER. Don't you remember that?
I'm talking about real life.
Yeah.
Guys.
It was.
This was real life last week.
Meredith Grey is real in my life.
Gummy bear Crocs are now a thing. Haribo Crocs just look exactly like the Gold Bears candy, the gummy bears. They're like gummy Crocs. And they even have like the little giblets that look like gummy bears to put them on top. And just another amazing Croc collab coming your way March 11th. This is such a weird TikTok. The TikTok trends can get so like unhinged and outrageous. This, I think, is one of those. So TikTokers are discovering that the popular cosmetics brand Lush uses edible packaging peanuts to ship their products in, and now they're all eating them. just because they're 100% edible. They use like a vegetable starch-based alternative, and they don't apparently taste good. It's just a trend. Like, oh, I got some Lush Cosmetics. Let me eat my packing peanuts.
I've tried them before.
So weird. Why?
Yeah, because I know that they're edible, so I've tried them before.
Were they gross?
They don't taste like anything, and then it's just like when they dissolve, it's like a slimy film.
Ew.
So that you get full and no calories.
Ew.
I would assume that's why you eat them.
I bet you if you put some sauce on them, they wouldn't be too bad.
Yeah, but think about it. If you can eat this stuff and not get calories and it fills you up, that's probably why they're doing it.
But I don't think it fills you up.
I don't think
a
it's
lot.
like giving you.
It fills up a box. Why won't it
But
fill your stomach?
They dissolve. That's what I'm saying.
Oh,
When
they
it
don't
melts
expand.
in your
You're eating
mouth-
slime. You're eating
Yeah.
like vegetable starch slime.
They
Yeah.
must dissolve. You fill a lot of it up. It'll
It might
dissolve.
fulfill
with,
the
it'll
feeling.
fill with slime.
I don't
and then
think
you're
that's
full.
the purpose of it. I think it's just the TikTok trend to show that they're doing it.
Right.
But the experts are saying, hey, be careful because not all packing peanuts are edible and they aren't really good for you. But I mean, these particular ones are 100% edible. They're not going to hurt you. But I guess, like Peyton said, it's not like
They're
a
not
delicious
yummy.
treat either.
No.
And that's 3 things you need to know.
Let's get to Peyton's predictions. What's the vibe today, Peyton?
I'm going to tell you if you are a morning person or a night owl.
Christopher, thanks for holding. What's your sign?
Hey, it's Christopher, and I'm a Taurus.
Okay, Christopher the Taurus, listen, unless there's a gourmet breakfast waiting for you, you are not waking up early. Morning person, absolutely not. You hit snooze at least 6 times a day, and you'll stay in bed until the last possible second. You're thriving at night, though, when the world is quiet and nobody's bothering you.
Liar, liar, because I'm talking to you this morning, right?
I guess so, yeah. You caught me up. That's true.
Yeah, you're fantastic. You've got a great #1 morning show.
Thanks, Christopher.
I think that's an actual cartoon.
Haley, what's your sign? Good morning.
Good morning. I am a Sagittarius.
Okay, Sagittarius, morning or night, you really don't care as long as you're doing something fun. If you're up early, it's because you're catching a flight or you're going on some kind of adventure. And if you're up late, it's because you found something way more exciting to do than go to sleep.
Pretty much, yeah.
Hi, Haley. Have a great day.
You too. Bye.
Brittany, good morning.
Hi.
Hi. What's your sign, Brittany?
I'm a Leo.
Okay, I am also a Leo. Okay, Leos, we wake up like we are the main character. The sun rises and we are stretching dramatically, making sure everyone knows that we have arrived. We're going to need our full 8 hours of sleep, though, because if we don't, everybody is going to hear about it.
Huh. Wow. Yeah, no, I'm definitely a night person.
I feel the same way. Like, I know I wake up so early, but, like, I'm not a morning person. Like, I do not like to be
not
talked
for
to in the
me.
morning.
That's a good thing you have this job.
Until I get here, like on the car ride, I like ride in silence. Like I don't want to hear anything.
Yeah.
I'm overstimulated. Like just until I have my coffee, stay away.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah.
100%. Thanks, Brittany.
Yes.
Hey, Mike.
Mike, good morning. Rolling with you, John J. Virgos.
Hey, wait, before you do Virgo, it's interesting what people pick up when they listen to the podcast, listen to the show live. You know how many text messages we got? In our text line, you text JJR and whatever it is you want to say to 96893. So many people message on the text line that Mike the Virgo on Ash Wednesday didn't say goodbye by saying, have a blessed day. And I never paid attention that you did that. Is that something you do every time you call in?
I haven't really noticed it either, but I will make sure I say it today and for the rest of
Apparently you say it every time because we got like 15 text
Yeah,
messages.
you got a tagline.
Yeah.
So yesterday I just messed up and just tried to switch it up on you guys and be nice and gentle, and people are recognizing Mike the Virgo.
Yeah, I guess so. So what do you got for Virgo?
I'm going to keep going.
Yes. All right. Well, Mike the Virgo and John J the Virgo, you guys are an early bird and a night owl. You don't sleep. You kind of just exist. You wake up early because you have a to-do list that just isn't going to check itself off. And you stay up late because your brain refuses to just shut up. So rest couldn't be you. You guys struggle with that.
That's me 100%. What about you, Mike?
Absolutely. I'm in the same boat.
Yeah, my wife thinks that my brain never sleeps. Yeah.
I could see that.
All right, Mike, have a great day.
You guys have a blessed day.
All right, man.
We'll
There
take
it
it.
is.
Victor, good morning.
What's up, guys? Out here represented for the Capricorns.
Yeah, well, Capricorns, it sounds like you've got a lot of energy right now, Victor, and that's perfect because you are a morning person, no question. You probably wake up before your alarm, ready to grind. You also might allow yourself a night out every now and then, and even then, you'll be up at 6 a.m. also making moves while the rest of us are, like, recovering.
Now, we're waking up at 3 o'clock every day out here. If it's not the alarm waking up, it's the dogs waking me up.
Crazy.
All right, dog. Have a great day.
Yeah, take care, man. See you.
How about Libras?
Kyle, Libras, you want to be a morning person, but let's be real, you love your cozy bed too much. If somebody drags you out of bed with the promise of a cute breakfast spot, you'll do it. But otherwise, you might be up late on the weekend, scrolling on Pinterest or Instagram, dreaming about your perfect life.
That is so true. And that's why I wake up so early, because I need like 2 or 3 hours before I get in here to be fully awake. Then it doesn't feel like the morning anymore, even though it's still 5 a.m.
I'm blown away by what time you get early, what time you wake up. Because, I've been pretty vocal about my skincare routine.
Uh-huh.
And at night when I put the skincare on or in the morning, I'm just like, oh, this takes so long. And I can't imagine what you go through putting makeup on. It must take a long
But that's
time.
like my peaceful time.
Right.
I really enjoy it. It takes me probably 200 times longer to put on my makeup than take it off, but I hate taking it off, and I love putting it on. Like, it's
But
just
still
because it's
takes
like
time.
my peaceful. Oh, yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. Like, how long does it take you to put makeup on?
I don't know. I mean, it could be a half an hour. It could be an hour. Just depends how quick I'm moving in the morning.
Crazy. What about Pisces?
Yeah, Richie, my Pisces, and we are in Pisces season right now. Pisces, you are not a morning person. You're the person who says just 5 more minutes in bed, and somehow you wake up 3 hours later. You're thriving at night, you're lost in your own little dream world, and you're probably journaling about life or staring at the moon like it personally understands you.
I do love nighttime, especially late night is my favorite.
Yeah.
We just happen to get up at late night. That's when we wake up.
That's very true.
All right, if you didn't get your sign, it's posted at johnjaneRich.com. It's time for stacks and hacks. I have stacks of information. Rich has life hacks. Here are some foods you should never, ever store in the freezer. Coffee beans, cucumbers, pasta salad, soft cheeses, fried foods, eggs in the shell, raw potatoes, and milk. Never, ever put those in the freezer. Because they go gross, actually. 53% of Americans wish public bathroom stalls didn't have gaps in the door. I don't mind because then I can see who's in. Like some weirdos.
I don't like it because then I feel like they can see what you're doing, like going to the bathroom.
But then they'd have to literally turn and focus on you, whereas you're sitting, you can like move your head a little bit. You can say, who's washing their hands right now? Who's that guy? That's how I look at it. Versus if the other person turned around, they've got to stare at you in the crack in the door, and then you could be like, what's up?
You've really thought about this, haven't
But
you?
you're so vulnerable. You're not going to be like, what's up? You're going to be like, ah!
Yeah, and then you're going to call the police. Guy turned to Reddit for some advice after he passed out drunk at a family barbecue. His brother-in-law filled his belly button with super glue. He ended up with a hospital bill for $2,250, and he had to take them to small claims court. He won, but his brother-in-law still won't pay.
That way.
If you're looking for a job and you're willing to move to another country, Loch Ness is hiring a skipper. They say you could be a skipper who drives people around in a boat looking for the Loch Ness Monster.
Cool job.
I saw this. This is so somewhat disturbing. Reminds me of The Hangover 3. People were freaked out. They saw a giraffe in the back of a pickup truck in Detroit. It turned out it was a real giraffe, but it had died, and they were taking it somewhere to get stuffed or whatever. And so people were freaking out.
That would be pretty jarring.
I know. If you're giving up red meat for Lent, they ranked the best fried fish sandwiches at various fast food restaurants. What do you think is number one?
Culver's.
Fish fillet.
For
Or
McDonald's?
McDonald's.
Burger King. Jodie Foster speaks such perfect French that she does her own dubbing for the French version of her movies. I think that's cool. There is also a religion called Mama Tata. It was founded by someone who saw a vision of Jesus riding a motorcycle. The Father, the Son, and the Harley Spirit. A study found that it takes all mammals, and we're mammals, 12 seconds to poop. Now, it's a small sample size and probably needs more research, but it's good to know. Walmart sold a bunch of empty chicken nuggets. Do you guys see this?
I saw that.
This is the guy right here. He's got all the chicken nuggets laid out on a plate, and they look like beautiful, delicious chicken nuggets. And he starts breaking them open, and there's nothing inside the nuggets. It's just bread.
Walmart, y'all dead wrong. Look at this. Y'all forgot to put the meat in the nuggets, Walmart. None of them got meat on them. Count your days, Walmart. Count your days. You supposed to be nuggets.
So hackers stole hundreds of Taylor Swift Eras Tour tickets, and they resold them, and they made $600,000.
I saw that, but I didn't understand, how did they steal them?
They probably got in there and...
They got, well, I mean, it's all a digital transaction. They must have just had it go
that's true.
right to their phone.
There's a list trending online of actors who turned down billion-dollar movies. For example, Michael Douglas, you know who Michael Douglas is? He turned down Olaf in Frozen.
Oh,
That
that
would've
would be
been
so
weird.
weird.
That would be weird. Denzel Washington turned down Mr. Nobody, which is such a great movie. It'd be so much better with Denzel Washington in it. Bill Hader and Mindy Kaling turned down Fear and Disgust in Inside Out 2.
Oh, wow.
Benicio del Toro turned down Death Maul in Star Wars. He would have been so great.
Mindy Kaling wasn't she discussed in the first one?
I don't know. Just is what it says. I didn't see either one. Matt Damon turned down Avatar. Josh Brolin turned down the Jurassic World. And Robert Downey Jr. turned down the role of Tony Stark in Deadpool and Wolverine.
Really?
Ooh, I got one.
What?
Will Smith turned down Neo in The Matrix.
I heard that
He
too,
said,
yeah.
nah, thanks,
Yeah.
dude. Nah, he took Wild Wild West instead.
I know, that was such a tank.
Much bigger, better option.
I mean, that movie kind of holds up.
What do you got for life hacks, Rich?
Have you guys heard that chewing ice helps you lose weight because you're actually burning calories by chewing ice? So the wonderful life hack science people have put together how much ice do you have to chew to actually lose weight. So the answer is a little bit weird, but if you eat 4 cups of ice a day, it doesn't matter, by the way, if it's crushed or cubed. So if you can get like the cool Sonic ice, that counts. You can burn an extra 160 calories a day, which means that if you just did nothing else but chewed ice as your exercise, that you could lose about a pound a month. Assume everything else in your body stays pretty much the same.
Right, and I feel like all the dentists are cringing because doesn't that like harm your enamel or
And you know,
something?
today's National Dentist Day.
Oh, it
It's
is?
funny you say that. Yeah, it's really funny you say that.
Yeah, I don't have the dentist reaction to this. I just have the science of the ice.
Right, and there's pros and cons to everything.
Sure.
So you got to weigh the options.
Gotta live your life. Gotta live on the edge.
It's John Jane Rich. Shoot us a text JJR and your message to 96893 or call us at 877-937-1047. Want to get into like where you got hit on that was kind of unusual because that happened to somebody here.
Yeah, so it was weird because I got hit on in the drive-through of a Salad and Go like parking thing.
Yeah.
And it was like super random, but I like was driving through because I heard Salad and Go had just got this like new green Reviver juice, and I was like, ooh, I'm like kind of into like juices right now and taking like juice shots. So I wanted to try it. So I went up there and I'm driving, and this guy is like at the window. And I don't know if it's just like the Salad and Go by my house, but the Salad and Go window is like so high compared to like where my car is. Like I feel like I'm really like looking upwards at this guy. And yesterday I was wearing like just a black hat. I was wearing a black hoodie. I was wearing some sweatpants, and I was wearing some Jordan 4s. And this guy is like, oh, like I really like your hat. I was like, oh, thanks. He's like, oh, and your hoodie's super tight too. And I was like, oh, thanks, cool. Like I appreciate that. He's like, oh, and your shoes. And I'm like, now you're really looking in my car. Like, how can you see my feet right now? And so I'm sitting there, and he's like, oh yeah. And he's like, oh my gosh, your freckles. I love your freckles. And I'm like, oh, thank you so much. And so like at first I'm like, okay, he's just being nice. And then I'm like, okay, now this guy's hitting on me. So like casually, I'm just like, thanks. Like my whole outfit's straight out of my boyfriend's closet, literally. Like it was Kadeem's hat, it was Kadeem's hoodie, and it was his sweatpants. The only thing that was mine were my shoes. And he got all awkward and like made me feel awkward. And I was like,
you're cheating
why?
on him?
Yeah, I was like, why do men do that? It's like, okay, dude, like you were trying to flirt, but then
You shut it down. You let him know.
I let you know without, you getting in too deep when you ask me for my number and I tell you no, I got a boyfriend. And he like made me feel so awkward and weird. I was like, okay, I gotta go. Like, and it just made me think. I was like, it's Salad and Go. Like, I just want to get my salad and go. I don't want to get hit on.
Yeah.
I think, Peyton, if you had done that 2 weeks ago, you wouldn't have gotten hit on. But now you've rebranded yourself. The glow up is working on the guys.
The rebrand. You should have looked at it and went, rebrand. Rebrand.
Thank you, sir.
Don't get me wrong. Like,
I didn't mean to turn you on, sir.
Yeah, those are the side effects of being rebranded,
Yeah.
girl. Well,
I
deal with
guess,
it.
and I don't want to sound like I'm like, oh, like, don't talk. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want to sound like that. Like,
But also, like, you do have a boyfriend. So.
Right, and I like felt like I was trying to be cool about it without like having to be like, no, ew, you know?
Yeah.
It's
you
flattering.
did the right thing.
It's flattering, and you told him you have a boyfriend, and then you got your salad and you went. Like, did he comp your salad?
No.
You should have told him you got it out of your boyfriend's closet after he gave you salad. You probably would have got it for free.
Maybe. I mean, Salad and Go is pretty decently priced, so I wasn't too mad about my total anyway. But I just didn't like how he made me feel after that.
Oh, I guess we're just through then, huh?
Wait, what part made you not like what he said?
Well, because it was like, he was like what? Oh. Like, it was like his energy, I could feel his,
he
like...
got bummed out.
Yeah,
He's like, oh, he's this pretty girl.
He got shut down, but, like, why you gotta make me feel like that now?
He thought you were vibing, and then you weren't vibing.
But there was no vibe. I just ordered my food. Anyways, it was weird.
Casey, tell us about a weird place you got hit on.
All right, so I was just listening to Peyton just now, and I'm like, they don't care how you're dressed. It's so weird. Because so my story, I was at Walmart, of all places. It's like nighttime, by myself, mid-20s, single female, by myself, just in the produce department. Because I'm like, hey, those little oranges, the really easy to peel ones, like the Halos, the Cuties, whatever. I'm like, those sound pretty good. I'm going to look at these. They look reasonably priced. And some guy comes up behind me and he's like, hey, do you have food stamps? And I'm like, no. And he's like, well, do you want some? And I'm like,
so
I'm probably in like sweats and a t-shirt at night. Yeah, I'm like, no, I don't want your food stamps. I have a job. Thank you. Is this what you use on all the ladies? Like, that's really creep. That's a weird flag.
It is a weird flag.
It is.
Poor guy, he's trying to hit on
Hey,
you.
don't worry about
Do
those
what he
cuties.
can.
Poor guy. Come up with a different line.
No, he's really a poor guy.
Oh, okay.
You're like, we're not at a club.
I'm sorry. I thought you were having empathy.
I was kidding. I just like, if you're, no matter what financial state you're in, and you see someone that could possibly be the person of your dreams, and you want to go lay the moves on them.
Yeah.
I mean, I do feel bad for him.
I mean, maybe it works. Maybe it works for him sometimes.
Right.
But,
Oh, you're not
for
gonna
me,
tell
it
him.
wasn't it.
I'm not. I don't know the story, but I don't think the guy was a player. I think he saw you as probably like, oh my god, I can't let her go. What do I have? Food stamps. Will that work? You know what I mean? I'm trying to give the guy the benefit of the doubt.
Now I feel a little bad.
All right, Casey.
It was creepy, though. It was really weird.
I'm glad you shared. I thought you were going to go somewhere with the Cuties. Like you said something. But anyway, thanks. Have a great day.
Thanks, you too.
Scarlett, good morning. Tell us about where you got hit on that was unusual.
Good morning. So I work at an In-N-Out in like Tempe Mesa area, and our uniforms aren't very flattering, just saying that. But I was working and some kid spilled a shake, and so then I had to clean up his drink, and then another kid spilled another drink, and it was like it was crazy. 5 kids spilled a bunch of drinks everywhere, so I was like mopping, cleaning on my hands and knees, like cleaning everything, and I just finished cleaning up everything, and while I'm literally hands and knees on the floor cleaning it up, a guy comes up to me and he's like, hey, can I get your number? And I'm like, right now? And it's like my uniform's like not very attractive looking, like it's a uniform, and I'm like just cleaning this up, and I'm like, you now? Like, really?
Did you give it to him?
Okay. No, I asked him how old he was. He was like 7 years older than me, and I was like, no thanks.
Maybe he wants you to come over to his house and clean.
Yeah.
Like, she does a great job.
I know.
Or he
This
just
woman's unbelievable.
unlimited in and out.
Are you for hire outside of here?
Oh,
It
Scarlett.
was very strange.
Thanks for sharing that with us. My very first job, I worked at Carl's Jr., and I had to wear the brown pants, the brown shirt, and they had a hat on. And I remember I was in charge of the salad bar. And I remember one time this woman came up to me and put her hand in my pocket. And then I was like, whoa. And it was a $1 bill. And inside the $1 bill was her phone number.
Hey,
Wow.
I know.
wow. I didn't even know Carl's Jr. had a salad bar. That's
know.
amazing.
That's a long time ago. Heather, good morning.
Good morning. The first place I was hit on was a funeral.
There you go. How'd that happen?
Well, I had been friends with a girl since like first grade, and unfortunately, when we were in our 20s, her older sister passed away. And so I went to the funeral with my boyfriend at the time, and then he had to leave and go to work, so I stuck around for the reception or whatever you call it afterwards, where you just kind of chat and have snacks. And I was sitting on the couch at this hall, and my friend's brother, who was the brother of the person who had passed away, sits down, and it was like, and he had known me since I was like 5, and he's like a good 15 years older than me. And he sits down, he's like, so where'd your boyfriend go? And I said, well, he had to go back to work. He says, "Oh, really?" And then he puts his arm around me and he's like, "So you want to go do something?"
What?
And I was like, oh. And I looked at him. I'm like, "Blaine, this is your sister's funeral." And he's like, "But I'm not dead."
I love that guy. He's like, this place is dead. You want to get out of here?
Wow.
That was not happening.
I
And it
don't
was
think
very
that's a
uncomfortable.
healthy way to cope.
Wow.
I'm sure he was really going through something right there.
Yeah.
He's like, how can I get my mind off of anything that's going on?
What about the second time?
Yeah, it was quite surprising. Well, the second time was at a wedding, and it was my wedding.
Whoa.
Yeah, I had somebody I had worked with, and I invited just him, but he came with a +1. And as I'm doing the reception, I'm walking through the reception. I don't even know this guy, and he comes up to me and he's like, "So I met you at the restaurant, and I always thought you were pretty cute. So I begged Mark to let me come here, and I was wondering if you wanted to meet up at some time." And I'm like, "Do you not understand where you are right now?"
Are you in the white dress? Like you're in the wedding dress?
I am in my wedding dress. I've got my veil on. I probably just did my first dance with my new husband, and he still shot his shot. So, I give him credit.
Was he like, are you at all in a relationship?
Is this serious? Heather, you must be a hottie.
She's a hottie. She's gotta be.
That's what I was thinking.
If they're taking a shot at a funeral and her wedding,
That's what I'm saying.
she's got to be
Yeah.
amazing.
If you're a guy, though, and you have the nads to hit on the bride, and it works, I wonder if it's ever worked.
No
That's
way.
crazy.
Right.
I'm sure it's worse because
Sure it's
there's been
work.
people that have gotten married that don't want to be marrying the person that they
Yeah.
are.
But you're
so I'm
in the
sure.
wedding dress, and you're like, well, let's just go over here into the other room real quick before you get married.
But
God, it would
There's
be
a cake table.
that lets
Yes,
you know,
see,
though.
she knows.
That lets you know, Peyton, the guy that couldn't read the room at the drive-thru. Guys can't read the room. He's at the wedding of the girl he's hitting on.
That is true. Maybe
he
that,
cannot read the room.
that might be it right there. Maybe, y'all just can't read the room. Maybe that's it.
Thanks, Heather. Send us
No,
pictures.
they can't. Thank you.
Bye. Sarah, hi. Where'd you get hit on or when?
At the hospital.
Are you a nurse, doctor?
No, so I broke my leg, so I had surgery. And then when I woke up, the anesthesiologist was there just to make sure everything's okay and blah 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 blah. And then so I broke my leg, and he's like, "Too bad." He's like, "Too bad you broke your leg." Or
No.
Oh,
No, too bad.
What?
So you
Or
said,
what?
no. I know. Or what? We
or
need
I
to
take
know.
you out dancing.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe
Okay.
something like that.
Okay.
Marissa, where'd you get hit on? What's the story?
Hi. So every time I'm driving, if not 1 to 3 times, I get chased down in the car and be told to get pulled over so that they can get my number. So every time I'm driving, I'll smile or something, and guys will come and cut me off or pull me to the side so that I can give them my number.
Like it's happened, you've pulled over and they wanted your number?
Yeah, I've done it maybe twice. I've given my number out twice.
But you get pulled over every time you're driving.
Pretty much about, yeah. I'll have a guy try to flag me down and pull over.
Are
Are you
speeding?
driving right now? Are you driving right now?
Yeah, I am driving right now.
Okay, let's
I
wait.
have my car, so
We just stay on hold up there. I actually kind of love that story. Actually, one of my best friends, Tatum, she met her now fiance because he had waved her down in the car and was like, "I want your number." And they'd been together for 4 years. He just proposed to her 2 weeks
That's
ago.
so cute.
I know. And so
See there,
at first,
Marissa?
when she told me that, I was like, "Girl, that's weird." But now look at them; they're all married,
Yeah.
and I love him. He's awesome.
You guys,
so.
I think we just missed a great joke from Rich.
Why? What did he
You
do?
said you speeding.
Yeah,
Implying that it's a cop. It's a cop. Every time you're driving,
Every time
I
I'm
get pulled
driving
over.
super fast.
They ask for my number. Every time. They pull me over.
They
That's
hand
my
me their
number.
stuff.
We missed that.
Yeah, I know. It was very clever. It was
You're
very
funny.
Oh, all right, Marissa. Did you get pulled over yet? Someone get your number right now? Someone right now telling you to pull over? Where are you right now? What freeway are you on?
Oh, I'm about to get on the 51.
Oh, yeah. She's going to get pulled over.
That 51's so hot. Everybody falls in love on the 51.
She also drives topless. All right, Marissa. Thanks for listening. Drive safe.
Thank you. Love you guys.
Love you too. Tristan sent us a text. It was very, very interesting observation. Good morning, Tristan.
Good morning.
What was your text about?
Well, so I was listening to the podcast from yesterday this morning, and Rich was talking about a roommate who had guys over and put the had the guy put the shoes at the front of the door so we knew about it and could have, I guess, avoid the situation.
Mm-hmm.
But then he said at the end of the story that he ended up moving to Dallas. And so now I was wondering, wow, do we owe it to this roommate of his that we got the chip story?
We wouldn't have had the chip story if this roommate...
Oh, you're right. Tristan, that's a good point.
Because the chip story takes place in Dallas.
It's true. Classic chip story.
If it wasn't for your roommate sleeping around, you wouldn't have moved to Dallas.
I moved because I got a job. Not
you weren't looking for the job because... So it's all your good point. In fact, no one knows the chip story here.
You know, I met Gladys Knight when I worked in Dallas. I worked for a station that did these concerts, and she was doing a little show for the radio station. They were all hanging out in rehearsals, and she walks up to me. She's like, "I'm supposed to go up and rehearse, but I ain't had one chip. Give me a chip." Give me a bag of chips. So I'm like, all right, I'll go get you a bag of chips. So I go get her a bag of chips. Nothing said. She does the concert. She thanks me during the show for a bag of chips. She's like, because of this man, I got a bag of chips. That's why I'm singing tonight. So she was very cool. I like her a lot. She's a cool lady.
Nice.
So what Tristan is saying is my chip story is somehow the center of a universe that no matter what happens around it, it all leads back to that.
Mm-hmm. Very nice, Tristan.
Yeah.
Thanks for bringing that up. Thank you for listening.
Sure.
Have a great day. See? Shoot us a text. Text JJR, whatever's on your mind, to 96893. Okay, sometimes, War of the Roses, we can't get a hold of the people at the right time, so we have to tape it sometimes, right? So Nick brought that up for some reason this morning. Why?
Well, because not only that, but there's a lot going on here all the time, right? And we're always prepping for the next thing, right? And as we had to, pre-tape War of the Roses to make sure we get, the potential cheater on the line. And I noticed something as I'm going through it and cutting it down a little bit. Rich, it's on audio page 1. I like to call it WTF, John Jay.
Okay. I mean, if there's no cost, sure. Why not?
Yeah, why not, right? Yeah, totally. Okay, Trace. So, like I said, I got that card ready. Give me the message, and then we can talk like name and address, and then I'll give you like an estimated delivery time.
Okay. The message would be like, I love you, babe, and I can't wait to marry you.
Love that.
You think that's me?
It's from your computer. You're watching something.
I don't know. I know what I'm watching. I know what I'm watching. I know exactly what I'm watching. It's something that I'm talking to you guys about later. It's my stretching in the morning.
Because it sounds like you breathing.
It's my stretching. I've been filming my morning stretches in the morning.
So I'm sitting in my office.
It's me going like I'm like.
Yeah.
I'm so glad that was the explanation.
That's valid.
I'm sitting in my office and I'm editing this, and I literally had to call Noah in and be like, what is going on here? I can't edit around this. It's so jarring, especially at the very end when it's like,
It's my stretching.
And so I had to go back, and I was like, you got to figure out what this is. He's like, I don't know. It's from his computer. And I was like, say less. I don't need any more info. Oh, my God.
I want to get into it a little bit more next week, but it's it's part of my OnlyFans. But that's actually me breathing, trying to stretch. That's
Thank God.
That's nothing sexual. I'm launching a stretching OnlyFans account. I'll give you all the details next week. Well, thank you, Nick.
Yeah.
It's so funny. It's so funny. Full circle. If it wasn't because of your chip story, we wouldn't have got to that story.
Everything goes back to that.